Hearings are now underway at the International Court of Justice in The Hague on the legality of Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories. This is the scene outside of the court this morning. That's where a small group of pro-Palestinian demonstrators have gathered. A record 52 states will present their arguments over the next week, including Canada, which will present tomorrow. This is a separate case from the allegations of genocide brought by South Africa. Ishan Garg has more on what to expect from this week's hearings.
The Palestinians have opened proceedings. They say Israel's control over Palestinian territories, including Gaza, the West Bank and East Jerusalem, is illegal and has been for nearly 6 decades now. They have argued that Israel has robbed them of their right to self-determination and that 1.7 million Palestinian people are treated as second-class citizens on their own land by Israel. Over the next 6 days, a record number of countries, including Canada, the US and China, will present their arguments. Canada's representatives will speak on Tuesday. Ottawa has already warned against a possible Israeli offensive in southern Gaza, where more than 1.5 million people are seeking refuge. Experts say this case is expected to reflect global opinions towards Israel and its administration in Palestinian areas. Countries participating in the case are expected to speak about the alleged attempts at altering the demography of the Palestinian territories. The public hearing was first requested by the United Nations General Assembly in 2022. The idea was to look at the legality and consequences of Israel's control over the territories since 1967, when it first took control of parts of the West Bank, Gaza and Eastern Jerusalem. The majority of the nations participating in the hearing, along with the African Union and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, are expected to criticize aspects of Israel's control. Legal experts say it could include condemnation of the current offensive by Tel Aviv and Gaza and the resulting human rights crisis. This case is now separate from the one brought by South Africa, accusing Israel of genocide in Gaza, a charge Tel Aviv has denied. Israel isn't present at the ICJ this week, but it is expected to submit its arguments in writing. It's expected to justify its control, arguing it to be necessary for security and defense purposes. It has in the past said any court decision on the matter would be, quote, completely illegitimate. The ICJ's advisory could take months to come through, and in the end, it will not be legally binding, but Palestinians say they hope it will ratchet up global pressure on Israel, which is already facing criticism for its offensive in Gaza. Ishan Garg for CBC News, Brussels.